I am so excited.
It's so unique.
Some may call it a trailer.
Yeah. And I can't wait to watch it on the Long Time channel at 7 p.m. So I hope everyone tunes in.
7 p.m. and then the next day at 1 o'clock p.m.
And then continuously every single day at random spontaneous times.
I already called Mr. Calendar to make sure it was put on calendars.
Hello, everybody!
Hey!
Hello. Welcome back to episode 14 of Beards and Sundries.
14!
Ooh, 14.
That's right, guys. It's another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries. This is the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry item each episode.
What? Why can't I think of anything for this part?
You're supposed to do your intro.
You're supposed to say your intro now.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I'm Jay, and 'tis the season to fall for me.
And I'm Anthony, and I'm that pumpkin that you swear you're going to carve for Halloween this year.
And I'm Joe, the crock pot of queso dip that might need a little help because Grandma only used caucasity seasoning. And today's sundry item is autumn. That's right, Beardos. It's the best time of the year. Autumn is finally here.
Yay! And we have a guest today also.
We
And
do. We had so much fun with our first batch of trainees last week. We have another trainee this week. Everyone say hello to John.
Yo, yo, yo!
And John has prepared his own intro, right?
I did. So I am that basic bitch snuggled up in a cozy sweater and their favorite blanket with a hot cup of tea watching their favorite show for the umpteenth time.
Yes.
Oh, is that any different from any other time of the year, though?
Well, I mean, it's fall, so you're in the cozy sweater because it's cold.
Yeah, you can't. It's too warm here to be cuddled up with a blanket during the summer.
Ugh.
We don't see that until like February here in Oklahoma.
Also, I did finally got my badge, so I can take this trainee badge off.
Yay!
It says basic.
She's fancy.
Because I really love fall. So I'm a basic bitch.
I do too. I love fall.
It's funny you mentioned the TV show because I've heard that show You is coming back, and all the girls I know are like, "Oh my god, I can't wait! I love that show."
Really?
I don't know what that is.
It's
It's Netflix, right?
It's Netflix about a guy who is a stalker.
Yeah. So I don't know what the appeal is.
I actually loved season 1, but as it progressed, it kind of got creepy. But basically,
It's Penn Badgley, that's why.
It's the problem is he's affectionate and he's loving, but he's crazy. And so people are like, oh, he's just broken, but he's still attractive. And then like the longer it goes, it's like,
Oh, like I can fix him.
yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
But also it's Penn Badgley who is the hot guy in Easy A. So like
Oh, okay. I'm into that.
that's why people like him.
Oh my God, I've never made that connection. That's right.
Yeah, he was the guy that was in the beaver costume.
He was the mascot.
Yes, the blue devil. I was like, take your shirt off.
Yes. But then briefly the beaver for a bit, and then the blue devil again. The shirtless blue devil.
Yeah.
So as a quick backstory of why how we met John is John just spontaneously messaged us through Instagram.
I just showed up to this recording actually.
Out of the blue, he got a link.
We didn't password protect the recording, and here he is. And I don't have the heart to kick him out.
He just walked into the market and opened up on a register.
I'm here in the New York branch of the Beards and Sundries market.
That's right. We're trying to open a store in every 50 states. Are we one of those basement stores in New York?
Not the one I work at, but maybe there's one in Brooklyn that is the basement store.
It's called Beards and Sandries.
Beards and sundries.
It's actually called Bottomless Beards and Sundries. So
Only tops work there.
ergo why I'm not there. Anyway.
One day I do want to figure out like what our listeners clock us as in bed.
That's a really good question.
I am a listener too of your podcast, so
Ooh.
I
Okay.
wouldn't guess anything because the married couple, I feel like you both go back and forth, and Jay, I don't know, he probably is some kinky dom top that no one knows about. You've got a red room of pain.
You're in the right ballpark.
You're verging on correct.
It's a secret no matter what.
No, it's not. Shut up.
You like log into all my profiles and it says kinky dom top.
It's on your LinkedIn.
It's on my resume.
It's on your kingpin.
I submit my resume somewhere and the company's like, oh, we see here you're a kinky dom top. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's right for this position.
Sex work is real work. Come on.
Sex work is real work.
God, I sweat during it.
I'm an idiot and I get away for free.
I think we've gotten wildly off topic. And what are we talking about this week, Joe?
That's funny because if the topic is autumn, what kind of sundries can we get in autumn?
That's right. That is a word we throw around here in our title, sundries. So, if you guys are new to our show, you're just wondering what the hell a sundry is. The term comes from an Old English word meaning odds and ends. Now, today, it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that otherwise wouldn't have a group of their own. So, as three gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover. So, real quick, John, let's plug your podcast. Tell us the title. Give us the deets. What's the lowdown on your show?
So I have two podcasts, actually. One of them is called Movie Deja Vu, where me and my co-host Shady compare similar movies by creating a verbal Venn diagram of sorts. These days we are
cool.
morphing it into a free flow discussion, but we still try to say what's the same and what's different, and ultimately figuring out if they are the same movie. And then I have a solo podcast where I bring on guests every episode. There's 2 episodes per week. Jay was on it because I reached out to y'all realistically, I'm trying to get your listenership to come onto mine and so forth. So that's called Life's But a Song, where we talk about musical movies or musical TV shows every episode, and it's fun.
Yeah, we'll list John's information here as well, so that you have a link to both of his podcasts.
Anthony, real quick, are both the dogs in there with you right now?
One of them is.
Can you grab his collar real quick? I just heard it shake.
Finster.
I gotta say, it's so great to see the behind the scenes of this podcast, because I know you guys edit some stuff out, so yeah, it's fun.
Oh, yeah. This is normal.
Well, do you want to say hi to Finster? He's right there. Finster!
Hi, Finster. Dalmatian?
He's a rescue, and he has a lot of freckles, and we used to joke that every time he gained a freckle, he'd lose a brain cell.
Oh, baby, it's okay to have one brain cell, trust me.
So much dog.
He's a rescue, and we did a DNA test on him. He is
100% that bitch?
Basset Hound, Labrador, Pyrenees, Rottweiler, and then it literally said 50% other.
So instead he's 50% that bitch. Okay, that's what the other is.
Anyways, we should probably get back to fall. Or October.
So it's finally the greatest time of the year. It's autumn, and our first topic, we're going to talk about October, which is the best of the burrs, in my opinion.
It is the best of the burrs, because it's like the start of the season. You start getting the vibe for all of the holidays coming up. Fall hits. It's just a fucking great month.
Even though technically fall is in September?
Shut up!
Technically, I'm saying technically because it starts September 21st.
Oh my god!
Legally, it does.
See, we told you he's a bully.
But in September, we always still get that last minute heat wave. At least here in New York,
we sure did.
A last minute heat wave. So you're it's I believe it was fall and like 75, 80 degrees here. And I was just like, this isn't right. Mother Nature, do better.
I wish it was 75 degrees here. I really wish it was. That would make my heart so happy.
Friday, I went to the fair and it was 98 degrees.
Oh, we also have humidity. So, like, you got to add that into the factor.
Yep. So do we.
One of the tricks about Oklahoma people don't think about is that the Gulf Air sweeps up the plane right into Oklahoma and just like circles right over us. So Oklahoma is wildly humid for not being a coastal state.
And that's why all the tornadoes start here, because that's where the cool air from the mountains meets the Gulf air, and that's where they kind of face fuck each other, and that's why we get tornadoes. They literally start over in the flat part of the state, they come up I-44, and then they
plow over more.
Either hit Oklahoma City or they come up and then they get away from Tulsa.
Have you guys ever had that moment in Twister where you're in a bar and you have to use the saddle to like stay on there while the Twister passes over you? Please tell me you've done
Every day.
Absolutely. Every tornado season.
Okay. So I'm coming to visit and we're going to do that.
I have a cellar in my garage, but I'm just like, no, where's the shed and the leather strap?
Right?
I'll say one thing about that movie, and the most inaccurate thing about that movie wasn't all of the inaccuracies scientifically. For me, it was the fact that they were able to anchor themselves with a $12 Kmart belt and didn't get sucked up.
In an F5 tornado.
You never know. There's some like good finds at Kmart sometimes. So
it's funny that we talk about weather, because that was my first subtopic, was the weather getting better. Finally, we get a little bit of relief from the stranglehold of summer that seems to be getting longer every year. It's almost like climate change isn't really a hoax.
It's not a hoax, Joe?
what?
My poor parents live in Florida, and the amount of stupidity they encounter, I don't know how they still live there. I don't know how they do it.
Joe, you live in Oklahoma.
Aren't we ranked 46th in the nation for education?
So talking about the weather in the fall, getting much better, the changing of the leaves is always pretty fantastic.
There's also, I think, right in eastern Oklahoma, that's kind of where like the Flint Hills hit in the northeast, and then all the trees in the east. There's every year I see on Facebook that there's this really pretty schedule of all the leaves changing in Oklahoma, which I'm sure it's nothing like in the northeast.
Oh, I was going to say, it's beautiful up there.
What are trees?
What are trees? Yeah, you probably don't know them.
Those things in Central Park, John.
I don't go to Central Park enough. In all seriousness, I do tell everyone I love a crisp fall day, like when the breeze is just right and everything. I don't know why. I guess because I don't feel like I'm sweating for once in my life.
Precisely, yeah. That's why I love it.
It was beautiful in Minnesota, and it wasn't even fall yet.
Like the other day, I busted out a hoodie. I don't wear a hoodie until like mid-October. But I was just like, oh, hoodie weather. Oh, I love it.
I can't wait. I keep opening the front closet, and they're all in there, and I'm like, soon, my children, soon. October is when college football finally starts getting good.
Can I say my biggest gripe about the sport being called football?
Yes.
It shouldn't. We should do what they do in other countries where what we call soccer should be called football, because you kick a ball with your foot.
Listen, John, if you expect the U.S. to adapt to the rest of the world.
Oh, never. No, never. But I want to.
Let's not even talk about Fahrenheit.
Because what we call football could be called like blurg. Like, who cares? As you could tell, I'm a big sports head here.
Oh, listen, I'm the same way. Joe will watch like college football on TV, and I'm kind of there for it sometimes, depending. But like, I will go to a game and enjoy myself when I'm at the game.
I really like to watch it on TV because there's always the moments where the commentary gets a little spicy without even meaning to be, where they'll be like, he found a tight hole and he's running up the middle and he's gonna go for that opening, and I'm just like, no one's gonna tell him.
Why do I feel so horny right now?
Jay, that's just your everyday.
Joe, you said you were in marching band in college?
Yes.
So in high school, I was in our marching band. We didn't march. We were more like a pep band, and like
in the stands.
Like in the stands, yeah. And sitting on those metal bleachers at night
brutal.
wasn't great.
No, so painful.
So especially when we were like when we had breaks between us playing, I don't know, so like, I mean, I would watch. That's the only real way I would watch football, unless it was on like my parents watching it. But then again, when they were watching it, I could be like, I'm going to go to my room. Bye.
Well, and what really sucked about those bleachers were not only were they uncomfortable, suddenly it got cold out, and it was like 10 times more uncomfortable because you were fucking cold sitting on a hard, cold bleacher. Your lips were cold. It was hard to buzz your little lips for a brass instrument because your mouthpiece was always cold.
There was a game before I got to WVU. It was in 2005 when I was still a senior in high school that they went to play Pittsburgh, and it got so cold outside that the trombone slides froze. They couldn't move them. There was literal like crystallized ice on all the flagpoles. The flags became firm, like a naughty little sock under your bed. And they said they were literally crying because they were so cold in the stands. They finally let them go like underneath and like get out of the stands because it got so unbelievably cold. It was like -10.
I was gonna say my college didn't even have a football team. I went to school in Western New York though, so like it's the snow belt up there.
Yeah.
They did have broom ball though.
Broom ball.
As a brass player, I always had chapped lips all the time because that cold breeze, and so I was always chapped, and I just looked like I had herpes sometimes because it was just so bad.
I thought that was the herpes.
No, surprisingly, it was just me licking my lips in cold weather.
Is what he says on his Grindr profile.
Yes.
You guys want to warm up?
Sound like Fran Mitchell.
Oh my god, are we actually recording an episode or just hanging out? I don't know anymore.
It's sort of the same thing. We do okay. No, I don't know. I didn't have band in high school. I just didn't.
You didn't have one, or you didn't do it?
Didn't have it.
They didn't have one.
No band.
You remember from one of our early episodes, Anthony went to a high school that his graduating class was 26 people?
29.
That's right. When I heard that, I was just like, wow, my graduating class was over 400. So,
I mean, mine was 30, but our music department was actually better than our any of our like sports teams, and so we were always funded pretty well.
Our football team was good in high school, so we were kind of half and half.
So we didn't have a football team.
Well, because it'd be 3 people, right?
Right.
Anyways, back to fall.
Yeah, back to fall and why we love October.
Can that be the name of this episode? Back to fall? Because, like, that's...
Jesus, it's going to have to be at this point.
It's just us constantly getting off topic.
Yes, I'm going to make this episode so difficult for Anthony to edit.
It's fine. Listen, this is going to be much easier than some of the shit we've been through.
One last thing about October, real quick. October does have Christopher Columbus Day, but recently there's been a lot more attention paid to Indigenous Peoples Day, which I think is pretty great.
Like, I know it's called Indigenous Peoples Day, but sometimes I accidentally say Columbus Day because that's what I've been saying for 30 some odd years right now. So it's just like, it's a little unlearning to be done. And in the heat of the moment, especially like at work, I have a calendar right by me and it says Columbus Day on that calendar. So I'm just like, that's all I got. So
yeah,
I've had like last week I had 2 people correct me and I was just like, guys, I'm sorry. Like
if I say Columbus Day, it's not because I don't care. It's because I'm indoctrinated.
Well, I really like it here because we have such a high indigenous population here in Oklahoma. So I think it's really great that it's becoming more of the norm than it used to be.
Like, can we just contact Mr. Calendar and be like, can you get this off of all the calendars and put Indigenous people instead?
Who is the calendar holder? Who does that?
It's Marie Callender's husband. And it's actually, he took her last name.
But they call him Mr. Marie Calendar.
His name is Keith Calendar.
She was like, honey, do you want to do something too? Because I've made this, conglomerate of a company. I will take my pot pie money, give it to you, and you can control calendars.
No pot pie money for Keith. He gets all of the frozen apple pie money. That's all he gets.
I want the pot pie money.
No, one thing I do really like about October before we move on from it is I get out and I go hiking a lot. I get in nature because I like to be outside and outdoors and with trees and away from people because people are...
I just fucking love that I can walk anywhere and not sweat my ass off when it turns into that kind of weather.
So I went out for a hike today and it was nice. I ran the first mile of the hike. It was nice. And the leaves have started to turn here. Yeah. So that was cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. And all the cruisy dads were out today. So.
Oh.
The big tree out of my apartment window hasn't turned yet, so...
I thought you didn't know what a tree was, John.
Yeah, you big ol' liar.
Jay, you bully.
D.
Well, it may also be a beanstalk, and I may pretend to be Jack. Wait, I shouldn't sing that because you guys don't want to get clocked for, copyright material being sung on your podcast yet.
Of course he wants to be Jack.
Oh, those magic beans.
If we weren't going on YouTube, we'd probably include more Main Street and stuff under like fair use, but YouTube is so fucking hardcore about it, so you can't put any of it on
Hardcore.
there.
Ooh.
So hard.
Anyway, so I enjoy... Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd say it's quenching my thirst, but there's vodka in it, so it's actually a diuretic.
The things we say now.
But it's also loosening up your morals.
Morals.
Oh, what are those?
Those are out of stock here at the market.
My what now?
I know. I tried. Let's pretend Anthony has morals for a hot second, okay? Make that joke work.
That's cute.
I think my family tries to pretend I have morals. If you didn't know me very well, you might think I have morals.
But you're also a dirty homosexual and going to hell for that. So
I am a dirty homosexual.
Yes, you are.
We can share a cubicle.
My favorite part is we're all three, well, maybe four now. We're all going to do this podcast in hell too.
Oh, right.
yes.
We already have a market down there.
Our CEO is not even metaphorically Satan. It's actually just Satan.
Well, Satan doesn't really exist if you think about it. Because Satan, people equate to Satan is Lucifer, who is an angel that fell because he started questioning God. I know a lot about religion. If you wanted to do a religious episode.
And that's fine. Because according to that show, Lucifer is hot as shit.
Yeah, he is.
According to the Bible, he is also hot as shit.
And that's why the gays love hell.
You're also genderizing a mythical creature. You know this, right?
I did just genderize a mythical creature, but, I think Satan just appears to you
as how you want to see him.
I want Satan to be the one that's depicted in South Park, because damn daddy, he can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have done nothing but go off topic today.
You're welcome.
So now that we've broached the subject of the best month of the year, October, it's time to talk about some clothing for fall because the weather is getting much better now.
Hoodies.
John, you wanted to say something about some fashion for fall.
Yeah, John, what's your fall fashion talk?
So,
Whoa.
at work, I always wear shorts, and people always look at me weirdly when it gets colder out, and I'm still wearing shorts. So suck it up, bitches!
Same.
I run really warm.
Same thing. I wear shorts at work too.
I wear a hoodie in the dead of winter. Like what? Parkas? What? No, whatever. But I mean, I know a lot of my clothes are dark for fall season. I have a lot of black and dark colored hoodies, but I was just wondering, in Oklahoma, is it also dark colors? Is that a thing there, or is it just here in New York?
In the state of Oklahoma, there are two football teams, and that is Oklahoma State and University of Oklahoma, which is OU. Two main football teams. So this is what most people are wearing are football hoodies.
Wait, their initials are OU, like IOU money?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though it is the University of Oklahoma by name, their initials are OU.
Ugh.
It's funny no matter which way to me. Sorry to make fun. Sorry to all you OU fans.
No, I don't apologize to them.
Okay, then I retract it. But what Are their colors, the team colors?
So, yeah. So, OU is maroon and cream. Is it cream? They say
Crimson and cream.
Right?
Yeah, it's crimson and cream. Don't you dare say maroon. You'll literally be mauled on a street by a group of pretentious OU people because OU is the richer school.
Well, it's from people who didn't actually go to OU who wear OU's colors because there's a bunch of people in the state who never went to the school.
But they religiously will beat you to death if you talk down about them.
Then OSU, Oklahoma State University, actually has a trademark on their orange. They're orange and black. They have a trademark on OSU orange. Their marching band got new uniforms when I was there as an instructor with their marching band, and they had to get a trademark approval to use that shade of orange for the marching uniforms.
Why?
So a big reason why there's so much emphasis on those two main football teams here is because Oklahoma doesn't have a professional team for football. So
the guys at work are going to be so proud of me. I'm learning so much about football today.
You are. Well, OU is about to leave our
they're going to the SEC, which they'll be in the same conference as Alabama, Vanderbilt, Georgia as well. They're going to get their asses handed to them. Even worse than last weekend when they lost to Kansas State. Oh,
wait, they're going in the same league as Alabama? Now, I don't know a lot about football or college football, but I do know that Alabama...
But you know that.
I know that because I worked with a lot of Alabamians, and they are just like...
Roll Tide!
Roll Tide!
Nick Saban is the highest paid employee in the state.
Would you call them Alabamians?
Alabamians?
Yeah.
Alabamians? Yeah, sure, whatever.
Alabamites?
Alabamans, right?
I think it is.
I'm a dumb Yankee. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, I don't think we have Alabama as a listener yet, so we can trash talk them until one of them comes along.
Or one of them can correct me, a dumb Yankee. So,
well, so funny enough, our one listener from Tennessee that you listed, Laura, is a huge Alabama fan. She's from Alabama.
So Laura,
everyone has their flaws. It's fine.
So Laura, correct me.
Yeah, because when she messaged me, I think Laura was vacationing in Alabama and was like trying to decide if she wanted to mention Alabama or Tennessee. And I was like, well, where do you live? I'm going to pick the state you live.
I don't know. Unless we find the untapped gay market in Alabama, we're going to have a hard time getting Alabama marked off of our map.
Yeah, I'm going to try, though. Listen, listeners, if you're from Alabama, just tell us, damn it.
So back to fall. So we're talking about clothing. The next thing I want to talk about is sweatpants, specifically the gray ones.
Gray sweatpants? Hell yeah.
I'll kind of stem from last topic and this topic. That's what I actually love about this time of year is I love the gray and I love the layers that I can wear because two reasons. One, I'm a little bit frumpy, and so it's nice to add layers to hide my frumpiness. And two, I love wearing layers. It adds so much cute to the outfit, and it's just fun. And I have a lot of cute coats that I bought last year that are all charcoal gray, light gray, or dark green.
Like one of my go-to looks whenever I was still wearing dress shirts all the time was a dress shirt with like either a cardigan or like a pullover, like something woolen. And yeah, I like that too. And now I'm too hot to wear any of that. I'm just always fucking hot.
I love my cardigans.
Do y'all wear flannel? I mean, I know it's a little on the nose to be a gay guy wearing flannel, but like, do you?
I don't really wear flannel as much as I wear like a zip-up hoodie up to about here. I zip it, and then I have like my shirt showing underneath, and it's like a fleece-lined. I don't really have a lot of flannel, though.
Yeah, I'm not usually a flannel person.
I actually didn't wear much flannel until I grew the beard. And I started doing flannel with like one of those vests.
Oh, that's fun.
When it's super cold out.
Way to be lumbersexual.
I know it is very lumberjack, and I get a lot of compliments when I do those outfits.
That is a great genre. I love lumbersexuals.
Jay, I got a Halloween costume for you one year.
Do it. What?
Yukon Cornelius.
Ha!
Oh, from the other episode where we talked about this.
Which I have the exact outfit for that, and I'm not even shitting you. I'm pretty positive I could do it.
Well, and it's also interesting that you asked about flannels because I also wanted to talk about hoodies and sweaters. So I have a ton of hoodies. I love hoodies. They have, you don't have to wear the hood, but I always like do the thing where you pull it so it's like a triangle behind you. There was a phase I went through that I think a lot of people went through where they were pulling the strings out. And then you'd kind of regret it later because then you couldn't cinch it up. But then growing up and getting a little more mature, I got some really nice sweaters and I actually wore one to a job interview once and I got compliments on the sweater. And it may or may not be the reason I got that job there.
Who is actually cinching up the hood on their hoodie? Who is that?
Right.
When it's cold and you should have worn a jacket, I don't know if it's like marching band rehearsal.
Nope. It's never happened to me.
Looking like Kenny from South Park.
Since marching band rehearsal, I've never ran into that issue ever.
Never have seen. I've seen people do it for like a gag or something, but like not.
Ha ha ha! I'm one of those people that I love those pullovers that just have like the collar and the zipper right here that stops half down. I very much love those.
Well, those are nice.
Yeah, and I love those. I wear those a lot. I have a couple from, well, I don't know, North Face or something, and I love how they look. They look very put together, and they keep me warm, probably too warm at the office, but I love the look.
You know what? So what I really like, but I don't wear personally, but I like it on other guys, is the cardigans with the leather patches on the elbow.
I do like those a lot too.
English teacher look.
It's giving English teacher. One more thing to round out clothing. I would like to talk about Ugg boots and North Face jackets. So I will start this by saying that I had a disdain for both of them in college because everyone had them. Every girl had the same outfit. It was the black North Face jacket, black leggings, and Ugg boots. Now, I thought Ugg boots were ugly. They were horrible. And then I bought a pair. And I was like, holy shit. I had been missing out. They are the most comfortable things I've ever put my feet in.
I wear them anytime there is ice on the ground outside. Those are the first things that go on my feet. They are so fucking comfortable and warm. Ugh.
So I've never owned a pair, but like, is there arch support in there for them?
No, not really.
Or do you have to add like an insert?
Now, here's the great thing about them. They come with Sherpa lining. They come lined with wool, right? Wool,
Yes,
I think.
Yeah.
They were originally created for Australian surfers to wear at the beach because they would keep your feet dry after you were surfing.
Oh.
You wear the boots, you break them in just like any other shoe, and as you wear them down, the lining can start to get piled up and will get kind of bad. They sell replaceable inserts, so you can keep them good and going.
So I've never been an Ugg boot wearer of any sort, but I used to trash North Face all the time because I was just like, what a pretentious thing. Ugh. And now I own a few North Face jackets and pullovers, and I love them. One of mine is water repellent, and I just love it. Especially those misty, cold days. It's perfect every time.
It's perfect.
I just wear hoodies. I don't wear any of this other stuff. Like,
I'm the same way. I wear a bunch of hoodies.
I was gonna say, you guys kind of did sell me a little bit on the Uggs.
I know. I kind of want to get a pair.
From what I learned from the pandemic and lockdown and shutdowns and everything, like if anything brings joy to you, fucking do it. As long as it's not murder.
Well,
Damn it.
If you want to wear Ugg boots, fucking wear Ugg boots. Who cares?
I actually bought my ex a pair of Ugg house shoes once, and
those are very popular too.
In October of 2020, we had this wild ice storm that knocked my electricity out for 12 days, which I never
remember
lose
that.
electricity at my house, so that was wild. But he was out of town for work all the time, and I remember his Ugg shoes were here, and those were the most amazing experience because I stole them because the house was cold. And so I stole them and wore them all the time, and they were so fucking comfortable. And so I still haven't bought myself any, and I don't know why I haven't. I love them.
So since both of you have worn Ugg boots, do you prefer Ugg boots or a thick sock? A nice thick sock? Like if you're lounging around the house. Let me say this. Let me preface this. You're lounging around the house.
If I were lounging around the house and I needed to keep my feet warm, I would use a thick sock. I prefer to not have shoes on when I'm lounging. If I had to wear something, thick sock over Ugg boot, because Ugg boot is still a boot. Like there's still like a thick tread and sole and stuff on there.
And you've got a soul and everything, yes.
Because he's a ginger and doesn't have a soul otherwise. So around the house, I prefer a thick sock for the same reasons Anthony mentioned. I also have some house shoes. And because I recently read about how you should have something on your foot inside the house instead of going barefoot, because we're not getting any younger. And I have noticed sometimes that it does hurt to walk around the house barefoot for an extended period of time. But
Really?
like you said, yeah, you're supposed to put something on your feet.
Guess whatever bad thing is going to happen to me about that is going to happen to me because I'm not doing it.
Well, it's also why we destroyed ourselves for years and years wearing those old Navy flip-flops everywhere.
I still wear them. You shut the fuck up. I still wear them.
The moment summer goes away and it starts turning into fall, I wear they're Tom's brand, but Tom's house shoes, and I will start wearing them all the time. In the summer, I don't because my feet get hot so quick, but I love walking around with just a smidge of cushion, and my back does not get sore because I'm an old man. And so,
so Jay wrote that article.
Yes, I did. It was me. I definitely was the article writer in that case because
I knew that article was written by some millennial whose feet hurt instead of their back. Like,
no, it was a chiropractor. Guaranteed, it was a chiropractor.
That's big chiropractor for you.
You'll never make it in life if you don't do this for your back.
So back to fall, everyone.
We're going to shift focus a little bit. We're going to go to our next topic, which is daylight saving time. Anthony knows more about this.
Yeah, so you're falling back an hour, and essentially what you're doing is you're making what used to be 7 a.m. would be 6 a.m. instead, so that you're getting more daylight hours earlier in the day, because farmers traditionally work a lot in the morning. I like falling back because it's an extra hour of sleep, and I kid myself like it's going to solve all my fucking problems, but it never does.
Well, so interesting enough, I was in Iceland in January, and like they only have 4 hours of daylight during that time. So that'll fuck. And then in Alaska, isn't Alaska like the whole month of January is dark, so it doesn't even matter to them. So I'm glad all the farmers in Alaska still do daylight savings. The only reason why I talked about Alaska is because there's that horror movie / graphic novel, 30 Days of Night.
Oh my God. We talk about this all the time because not only is this a horror movie / graphic novel, it is a horror movie based off of the graphic novel, 30 Days of Night, that turned into the horror movie that then received a novelization of the film.
That's a little overkill.
So it's the novelization of the film 30 Days of Night based off of the graphic novel 30 Days of Night.
I mean, the movie wasn't good, but whatever.
It's fine. The novelization was just as bad. I read it on a plane ride from Denver to here.
I'm so sorry.
Well, it's an hour and a half plane ride, so you can guess how fast it went.
And then
you threw it out the window after page 1.
He just rolled down the window.
I'm glad, Joe, you did the hand cranking one because only the 4 of us will understand that.
Oh, I'm so old.
Oh, hand crank windows.
I had a car with hand cranks, you young kids.
I did, my first car.
You don't know what it's like moving your window down with a hand roll.
You don't know the struggle of having to go like this with your arm and get the one behind you. Okay, so time to move on to our next topic. We're going to talk about food because I love talking about food. It's time for all the good stuff.
Soup. I love soup. It's time for soup, and I love it.
Soup is my first subtopic, Jay. You read my computer screen.
I love soup. I have so many soup recipes, and I make soup all the time, and I fucking eat soup, and everybody loves when I make soup because I bring it and share it because it makes a lot.
I like a thick soup. I like a stew. I like
yes.
Ooh, a nice
like a chicken and dumpling, like a thick cheddar broccoli. I don't really go with like
say thick one more time. Yeah.
Thick.
I want thick.
Soup. Nice and thick.
I have a top-notch chicken and noodle soup, but it's not that brothy kind. It's a very thick kind.
Thick, yeah.
I even make the noodles homemade, and it is just like thick with a lot of C's.
I also like it, even if there is a carb in there already, like a noodle, I like a big hunk of bread to just throw in there.
Big. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the tricks about chicken and noodles, the way I make it the old-fashioned home style, is You also layer it over mashed potatoes, and that is a very apparently a northern thing.
You have talked about that before.
And I hate to say how much, it's so much starch, but it's all just so good.
Oh yeah,
It's so good.
So much. Oh yeah, so much.
So much.
So good.
The best part about this time is you're eating the soup out of a big ass bowl or bread bowl.
Ooh, bread bowl, yeah.
And you're in your sweatpants, your hoodie, your house shoes on the couch. It's cold outside.
You stop caring about weight.
Oh, it's the best time of the year.
One of my comfort foods that is not a normal one for most people is making a homemade like marinara sauce, which I did today. Actually, I made a marinara from scratch. And I like doing homemade pasta as well.
Do you want a medal or something?
Whoa!
I'm such a bitch.
That's fine. You fit right in.
Whoa! Wow!
You're doing great on this training module, sweetie.
Yeah, you're doing wonderful.
This is me auditioning.
John, what's your favorite fall foods?
Ooh, okay, so it's more like a beverage instead.
Okay.
This is now time for hot chocolate for me. This
Yes.
is a hot
Yes.
chocolate time.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
How do you make your hot chocolate?
Go to Starbucks.
Okay.
No, like if I ever make it at home, it's
Swiss
I
Miss.
boil the water. Swiss Miss, yeah. Boil the water, include it, put the packet in the cup, pour the water in, and then add a little bit of milk.
Yep.
Cold milk though.
I do a crock pot hot chocolate actually, and you ladle it in your cup.
You should call it hot crocklet.
It's so good.
Oh, you're not going to attack him for making his hot chocolate from scratch in a prop pot, John? You're not going to ask him if he wants a medal?
It sounds like he's going to award him a medal.
Why would I repeat the joke?
Oh,
Damn.
yeah, Anthony. Why wouldn't he repeat a joke? Wow.
You guys are rude. I hate this place.
Hello, Crime Stoppers? I'm calling you on my phone. I just witnessed a murder.
Fuck y'all.
For you listeners that aren't viewing us on our podcast, Anthony put on sunglasses to block us out, I think.
So it's fun that you mentioned that you get yours from Starbucks, John. There's a local gas station chain around here called Quick Trip, and when I'm feeling like I need something warm to drink, I'll go there and I'll get a hot chocolate.
Oh, theirs is good.
But I'll put it in the coffee cup. And I'm not a coffee drinker, so it's always fun to like walk into work and I'm like, oh, I have my coffee. And I'm like pretending and I'm like drinking hot chocolate instead.
So now when you get the hot chocolate, are you wearing your Ugg boots with your jeans tucked into it and your hoodie zipped up to here and nice and flat and triangular?
Going into work, no. Going there right down the street and going back home, yes.
He's doing that every day.
I wrote down apple stuff. Do you want to talk about apple orchards or cider or anything? Or
Apple cider is the best. Continue on.
Yes, apple cider is delicious. I love apple cider.
Although, I will argue, apple cider is a year-round beverage.
It is. Oh, 100%.
Because there are sometimes
Yeah.
because you can do it hot or cold.
right? And it's available in stores. It's also available in the Beards and Sundries Market. Oh,
Yeah, right over there.
Oh.
Aisle 8.
See, I like a good if I'm at like a pool party or something, I love a good hard cider in the summer. It's very refreshing and crisp.
That's a good point. In the summer, I do appreciate a hard cider. Okay,
Yep.
solid point. You
Absolutely
got me convinced.
Tasty. We went to this apple orchard in Minneapolis, and they had honestly the apple cider was really good. But then
Brag.
what the fuck is happening in this episode?
On my end, there is a slight delay from whatever I say to what your reactions are. So it is fantastic.
I don't know why I even come to this podcast.
So you guys have a vacant seat open, right?
I think it's time for commercial.
It's definitely time for commercial.
And now for a word from our sponsor. Not another terrible love story I've seen so many times.
Meet Sam, the single guy from the busy city who just wanted to get away. Meet Chelsea, the single girl from the country who couldn't wait to get to the big city. But what happens next will shock you. Two people looking for completely different things may find love in a very simple compromise, just like 3,000 of our other movies. So tune in this Thursday at 7 p.m. for the premiere of Not another terrible love story I've seen so many times before. On the Longtime channel. Check your local listings for our other shows with the same actors, playing different characters, but the same story.
That was a really great commercial for a movie, and I'm excited to see that movie.
I am so excited.
It's so unique.
Some may call it a trailer.
Yeah, and I can't wait to watch it on the Longtime channel at 7 p.m. So I hope everyone tunes in.
7 p.m. and then the next day at 1 o'clock p.m.
And then continuously every single day at random spontaneous times.
I already called Mr. Calendar to make sure it was put on calendars.
And the cover art, she's wearing red, so it's a little different.
And he's in a suit.
It's super topical because Marie Callender Apple Pie makes an appearance in the film.
Wait, I'm sorry, I forgot. Was she the big city worker? Or was he the big city worker?
He was the big city worker. She was the country girl.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hope there's like a pie fight or something, or like a pumpkin carving contest. Ooh.
They're gonna bob for apples and then come back up with the same apple and be like, oh.
Oh, Lady in the Tramp style. Oh.
But you can't call her a tramp. This is the Longtime channel.
They're eating the apple like through the core until they're kissing each other. Just like...
All I know is Sam from the big city is going to be super attractive, and everyone's going to be like, fall in love with me.
So many autumnal puns.
And I'm going to be eating ice cream through the entire movie alone in my home.
And the love interest is she's going to be like, oh, I can't wait to get to the big city. And he's going to be like, it's not so great, baby. Let me tell you about how your town's better. And then they're going to open up, I don't know, a bakery?
No, she'll find him in a Christmas tree farm, and it's like, oh, you gotta chop down your own tree. And she'll be like, I can totally do that. And then he's like, oh, haha, you couldn't do it.
Even better. They're gonna meet up at the Christmas tree farm and then cliffhanger. So then we have to wait until Christmas.
Oh my God.
I disagree. I think they're going to meet up at the Christmas tree lighting in the little small town. And he's going to say something like, we never did this in the big city, even though he's probably from New York. And there's this place called Rockefeller Center.
And then I'm going to put a pine cone on my Viber and have a really Merry Christmas.
Oh, and Bette Midler shows up.
To put a spell on me.
Ooh.
And Glenn Close is there too for some reason.
Yeah, Glenn Close, but no cigar.
Oh,
Shut the fuck up.
That was bad. Boo.
Well, guys, we have a full cart today. We're going to do two things to check out. And the first is very important to all of us. It's Jon's podcast.
Jon's podcast.
Yes.
Jon, we're going to let you tell us about him really quick, so that way we can just let you do the work.
I like plugging shit. Anyway,
Goddamn.
so
Butt plug.
So my podcasts are truly quarantine projects, not gonna lie. They started I started first with Movie Deja Vu with my co-host Shady, where we compare similar movies, or what we think are similar movies in some cases. And you can find us basically wherever you're listening to this podcast. And then my solo podcast, which is called Life's But a Song, Jay has been on it. We talked about Hello Dolly with Batanera, and don't explain. Do not explain it. They have to listen.
Go listen. You'll understand why it's Batanera.
Why Batanera? And that one, again, you could listen to anywhere you're listening to this. And the socials. Okay, so the socials are different for Movie Deja Vu. So for Facebook and Instagram, it's at Movie Deja Vu Pod, and on Twitter, it's at Movie Deja Vu. I don't know why. That's what we did. And then for Life's But a Song, it's all at But a Song Pod. So
nice. I'm glad we plugged you really easy. Thank you for being our butt plug of this episode.
You're welcome.
Well, and then Jay, there's a second item in the cart. You want to scan that and give us something else to check out?
Scan it slowly, though.
So I'm going to scan it, and I'm going to go very slow so everyone's comfortable. My second something to check out is a TikTok page, which I'm a huge fan of. On TikTok, he's known as Eric Feldman 9, and that is EricFeldman number 9. And he does the character Tammy Pamela Langalang, and I am obsessed with him because
it's every rambling white mom on Facebook.
He is the perfect white mom who talks about their husband, their daughter who's in college, which is, what's her name again? Alexis Joy. And I mean, he's got the wig, and his Facebook. I follow his Facebook, and it is so funny. I have never seen someone mock that generation so perfectly. It is pristine.
He's cute. Is he single?
Asking for everyone here.
Yeah, asking for the whole group.
And myself, god damn it. No, really, just for myself. I don't care about you three. Myself.
Maybe he'll fall for me.
No.
Hey, I just want you to know, I've made that joke already.
I started it with my intro. That's right. Anyone who mocks someone's jealous because they didn't think of it first.
Okay, Chevrolet.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's asking you to call.
Is it really to the tune of Jurassic Park?
Oh my god, that is what that sounded like. Holy fucking shit, it's a dinosaur. Holy shit, what the fuck?
Holy fucking shit. Fucking dinosaurs. Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
Jay, you're having like I think I just blew your mind. Are you okay?
Yeah, I've never made that connection, and it is way more relatable than I thought.
Is it time for a game?
It is time for a game.
John apparently has our game this week.
I have a game.
Oh my god, what? John has the game? Oh,
John has the game.
I'm really excited about this.
It's called Notes from HR.
Oh.
He has just put on an HR sticky note.
Oh god, he's HR.
This is like Secret Boss.
Basically, you're right. I'm not a trainee at all at the Beards and Sundries Market. I work at HQ. Jay, if you're gonna insist on drinking box wine, please pay for it first. Thank you. We've noticed.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Jay, you messy bitch.
I can't believe it. Caught.
I can't believe I've been called out so quick.
Joe, we here at HQ love your bonkers choices for Fuck, Marry, Kill. Keep going. And then Anthony, Jay knows what's coming. In episode 4, when you were talking about movies, you said that The Craft was your cringe movie. A, wrong. It's not cringe. It holds up. It stands the test of time. B, yes, you did. You fucking did. I re-listened to it. You called it cringe.
I thought other people thought it was cringe. I love that movie.
How dare you call it cringe? No one calls it cringe. They call this sort of sequel cringe. They don't call the original cringe. Also, my HR sticker fell off. Also, Anthony. Also, Anthony, you got your facts wrong with that movie. It's not that the whole Robin Tunney was wearing a wig the whole movie. It's that for reshoots, she had to wear a wig because she was filming Empire Records.
Yeah, you dumb bitch.
This is the comeuppance I get for reciting facts from memory instead of looking it up beforehand.
That's why you need to look up your facts.
I didn't think this would come back to bite me in the ass, and here we are.
This is the best game ever.
Shit.
It's not even a game. You're just getting dragged through the mud.
This is the best game ever because I only received praise.
God.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
In the corporate life, HR is not normally appreciated, but I very much appreciate it, even though I was trashed in it. I was lightly
Listeners,
trashed.
this podcast is now just going to be called Joe and Sundries because Jay and I have been completely obliterated.
Damn.
By our guest.
What?
God, this is not what I was expecting coming into this evening. Good Lord.
I did warn all of you I was going to hijack this
Yeah,
episode.
it's fine.
I don't
It's
know
fine.
why you're
It's
acting
fine.
surprised.
I'm not surprised.
We appreciate it.
And I'll make sure to listen to this episode so this way I don't get the bad edit, Anthony.
It's going to be 8 seconds long.
You're gonna get. It's gonna be me like taking snippets of what you said to Joe and like these compliments to him and like
Anthony is the greatest editor ever. The end.
he is the best one of the episode and apple cider is good.
I am Groot. I just added that for you, just because.
Anthony goes, "Oh, surprise, we don't have a game." That's the end of the show.
And it's just cut to me on the video in broad daylight in my office, like clearly in different, like not in uniform at all, and like, and now we don't have a game.
I think I hear the music for the end of this episode. We really appreciated John being here this week.
Absolutely. A great guest.
Yeah!
I don't know if I did. Surprise visits from HR are never fun.
I hope I come back on.
We found out how Jay's getting all his boxed wine this week. He's stealing it from aisle 4.
Theft is the only way to survive, guys.
Wait, is that also the same aisle that he cries in, or is it 2? I forget.
Always cry in the wine aisle.
Yeah, well, the aisle 4 is the wine aisle, so he cries there, and that's why he gets the wine. I guess it makes sense that he was stealing it too.
I also can't believe it's taken 14 episodes for someone to realize I've been stealing wine this early or this late.
You wouldn't let me on earlier, that's why.
As a stock boy, they don't pay me enough to care.
It's been so great doing this with everyone, and I'm so excited to have
Yes.
John here this week, and we will see you all next week.
This has been so much fun, you guys. Keep sending us content. We love it.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, email us, whatever. We love to hear from you. We have reached 36 states. We're still looking for more. Keep an eye out on our socials, and we'll show you what states we're still missing. We want to hear from all 50 states.
That's right. Email us, guys. It's beardsandsundries@gmail.com.
Thank you guys so much for being listeners. Jon, really, thank you so much for dragging me through the mud this week. I really appreciated it.
Thank you so much for being a guest.
Don't worry, the next time I'm on, I'll pick on somebody else. Maybe.
Yeah, I've learned a very valuable lesson that I probably will not execute on. I'll probably keep operating from memory. That's who I am as a person.
And we love you so much, guys.
Thank
Come back
you.
next week. Thank you so much.